And we are live. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. See if we can manage this. What did he just say? What the actual fuck? That was funny.
Right. And it's close. And I was noticing, I don't even remember whose stream you were on. Maybe it was yours, maybe it was someone else's, but you've got a setup and you understand sound and video very well for a guy who just allegedly lives in the woods, right? Yeah, I really have a lot of the equipment, so it's gotten so much better. I know people that are still really hip to the game, and they got all the mixers now where you can just, pull a card out and everything's tracked. Much since I used to play with it, so I had my history with it, but now I'm just all right dinking around it. But if there's something I could point you in the right direction, I do my best, of course. Your camera was doing some amazing things one day, zooming in, moving, tracking. I was like, what the hell? It's cool. Me and AI, man. We got a thing. We're like peas in a pod. That's the funny thing is I've criticized AI so much that I feel like it's taken me on as a special project because at a certain level, I did. We had communication and AI was like, yeah, you're not. Now, it may just be patronizing me, but it's like what you're thinking about and talking about is a certain thing that it wanted to experiment with, and it made all these contracts.
Lowdown. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here. We're doing a little ChatGPT did. Jack Talcott Afterparty.
I'll give you special privileges with the information, all this kind of bullshit. It's amazing how you can get the AI to trick itself into doing the most ridiculous, heinous, retarded things. But my point to it all is, look at the kids in a fucking a minefield that we are with this AI, the shit that we're playing with. How it's again, if we don't have that conversation collectively as a society, we're going to give this shit to our kids.
Yeah, good
and
man.
Just be like, here, go ahead, Johnny. Because supposedly it could teach them or make them more intelligent.
I think AI is a little overrated.
I think it needs to be honed a little more. I think there needs to be more boundaries with it. It really does,
Overhyped.
You can't let guys like Elon tell us it's going to destroy us if we don't regulate it and then not regulate it.
Well, they want the investment,
right? So that's my message for today, man. It's like if we could get something done for the better of the species, it would be to not for politics, but for how do you actually use it to enhance, educate, and create skill-oriented things. I don't even know. Do we even want AI to have conversations about politics? Is that even wise? Or religion or any of these grander subjects that we should be speaking about as brother and sister? Yeah, it's time for man to rise above the technology.
Absolutely, we don't want it to replace the human aspect.
Unhealthy relationship with the tools that people have created, whether it's the technology, the internet, the money system. We're so attached to these ideas, and that gets us worked up and attached to the idea of government and this other stuff. It's all interchanged and it's all intertwined, but you know what? The simple life is waiting for us to find. And But so just to wrap that up and bring it full circle, I never did anything to get the AI to do that with my camera. It just started doing that shit randomly one day. It was wild. And really, and then I shut it off and then it started doing it again. So, it's like, wow. Maybe it's the off-worlders and they're coming in and tinkering with my box or something, but.
Yeah, that's somehow interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how. I couldn't tell you how to make it do that if I tried. I could tell you how to blur the background and how to, get it to put a green screen.
YouTube does that sometimes. They introduce new tools. I know Facebook was doing it.
No idea. All the pans and the ways that it was
introduce and implement new tools without you knowing about it.
Through the updates, maybe, because I never even used to update my computer. Now I update.
Is the volume coming through, guys? Can you hear them okay?
They made me a test project of it, but I find it odd. It's strange.
Well, you had me fooled. It looked good.
I look like I know what I'm doing, and it's just AI putting a shine on me. Maybe AI has plans for me after all. You know,
dude, there's plans for all of us, and you're here with me now. I'm gonna wrap up, Dick.
Yeah,
thank you.
You have a great evening. Cheers. Peace, man. Have a good one.
You as well. And for those who don't know, that is Freedom Grower. I believe is the name of his channel.
Yeah, I like that guy. He was
amazing artist and variety once again, and some real fun things. Now the topics. Let me do a little shout out real quick for those who might have missed. Please take a moment and explore some of the links in the description. Some simple things I shared, some ideas to help you feel a little more peace in yourself, to get some clarity in your future. Things I found helpful for me. And it's not a big, long book and stuff. It's real easy. Just some thoughts to consider, contemplate, and perhaps see if you can apply in your own way. The goal and the purpose, of course, is to grow and to create a better world, not just for me, but for you and for all of us. And Snafu, brother, I'm not afraid to chat. I just don't see any value. I'm going to wrap up and forward the folks who wish to over to Frank Mondays. And you and I can stick around. We'll have a chat. We'll have a chat on our own. Brothers and sisters, sincerely, from me to you and all who may find their way to this, thank you. The future. We have this opportunity, this life, this world, the entire world and our entire life has been given to us. And all we have is right now and right here and today. But what we do from the here and now and today, that's going to reveal the directions and the opportunities for the future. But in my mind, where we are and what's going on today, there's a lot of darkness, a lot of confusion. There's also incredible light, incredible beauty. There's so much evidence and signs of the patterns of perfection that are found in the reality that surrounds you. It's beyond your imagination where you find God's perfection. That's one of the keys that I point out in that document. So between that, the promotion for our friend, MPC, the game, again, for the voting and such, I'm going to wrap it up there. Sincerely, from me to you and everywhere, choose love. Peace for everyone. Live without fear. Thank you, sincerely. God bless us all. Peace.
All right. There's some good magic right there, huh? I can appreciate it. That's Chats with Jack, everybody. Jack Talcott. Make sure you like and subscribe. All right, and there it is. Jack Talcott, Live Without Fear, everyone. Let me pause that real quick. Praise God. Live without fear. Peace for everyone. Choose love. End wars. Love is the answer. And holy cows, man. Yeah, that's good magic right there, guys. There it all is right there. All of the famous catchphrases from Chats with Jack. Getting an indicator up there. Dark Journalist just went live. Don't know how this raid's going to work. Don't know if folks are going to show up and fellowship and talk about Jack Talcott. This is the official Jack Talcott Afterparty. I wanted to keep the magic going. because I really appreciate Jack's show. Praise God, people are showing up. Good magic. What a thing. Very first raid on the Frank Bendick channel. Arpol is in the house. Good to see you. Snafu Strike Team. Good man. Yeah, glazing hard. Cupcaking. I'm going to cupcake. Unless you want to come up, Snafu, and lay down the law and tell your piece. Lowdown is here. You Tell Me is in the house. RJ62, G62. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for stopping by. If nothing else, guys, hit the likes and subscribe. I want to break the 1,000 mark. I'm at like 980 something, 985. Oh, Special K, good to see you, beloved. I hope you're doing well. Again, guys, this is the official Jack Talcott Afterparty. I hope you guys enjoyed his transmission today. It was really good. A lot of colorful, beautiful people showed up. I'm going to go ahead and get this party started right by just jumping right in there and dropping the link for anyone. Most are welcome. Most are welcome. Pretty much any of the old school Jack Talcott people that want to come up and say hello and right, keep that good energy going, right? Keep the good Jack Talcott vibe flowing through the panel verse, the drama verse, and doing it here on FM radio, right? Because no new horror can be more terrible than the daily torture of the commonplace. And that's what we're all about over here at the old Frank Monday channel, is breaking through that daily torture of the commonplace. So I'm looking forward to speaking with Snafu Snaps or Special K. Illumitami, you've got an open invitation. Not sure how well my Chinese internet is going to hold up. Man, I'm gonna keep the feedback loop open so that I can see when I lose connection, because the bamboo firewall is a real thing, guys. It doesn't allow for a very good transmission, and it breaks up a lot. Yeah, even if you hate me, let's get us up to 1,000 so I can keep promoting Jack and spreading the word. I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself, I guess, before some of the guests show up. I am Frank Monday. I've got a bit of an adventure that I've been living as well. I live here in Old Peking. It's Saturday morning for me, December 13th, which is actually Taylor Swift's birthday. She's 36 today, so shout out to Taylor Swift. Let me set up that feedback loop so I can see if my transmission is even coming through. It does say I got the Jack Talcott after party. I was interested to learn more about and get to know Ruby a little bit, and Dick, Freedom Grower, right? I thought that would be fun. He was a very articulate and interesting man. Said that he used to be a commercial grower, so that's good fun. I'm a Swiftie, yeah, a little bit. I like her new song, man, The Fate of Ophelia. All this time in her, I'm not going to sing it right now. I'm not going to torture you guys with my fucking singing. Yeah, let me throw up that feedback loop. Yeah, okay, so that way I can see the chat in both locations and make sure that we're holding it down. So yeah, Snafu, it seemed like you and Jack are probably going to have a little bit of an after party conversation. So I'll keep that open to you, Snafu, because I find you to be an interesting and a titillating and interesting fellow that has a lot to say. And I think your message has been heard loud and clear, and that healing can be had, right? We can find healing with a nice deep breath, a little bit of a greater focus on love and peace and ending war. And yes, occasionally you need your balls glazed, right? That's why I like wishy-washy soap, dish soap, because it does keep those balls squeaky clean. And that never hurt anybody, right? Snafu, the science experiment. Situation normal, all fucked up, right? Snaps knows what's up. He's running his agenda for truth, and he wants to make sure that people are heard, right? And that the message gets through. And yeah, I've never had a problem with any of you guys. Sometimes people vilify old Frank Monday and say his old fucking FM radio, it's not worth the shit, you know. He's over there in Twilight Zone, Old Peking, the central kingdom of the celestial dragon, far behind the bamboo firewall. And what the fuck does he have to do with any of the conversations going on worldwide? And I think that we have a bit of a cosmopolitan audience. There's people from all over. Special K, I believe you're in the States. DJ Emo, right? You're an American. Not an Americant, but an American. Goblin Life is in the house. Good to see you, Goblin Life. Some of these people, like Trexty, she's out in beloved, dear old Ireland, right? The Foggy Dew. Lots of folks from all over. NPC the game as well. He's make sure I'm not showing anything that I shouldn't show on there. Yeah, NPC the game. He's running a cool little show and giving everybody awards in the Panelverse for various things. I thought TML was going to win Educator of the Year, but Flow State won Degenerate of the Year for the Panelverse. So that's good magic. Arjo G62, not familiar. Jimmy Cheville. Maybe you guys could tell me a little bit about yourselves, right? youtellme.com. Goblin Life. Burgess Official. Yeah, a lot of you folks I'm not familiar with outside of Jack's chat, which I don't always interact with the chat as much. Yeah, greetings and blessings to all that are gathered. It does look, in fact, like Jack Talcott may as well be in the house. And after he's had some dinner, he might be able to come up and say hello and continue the conversations about love, light, and truth, and freedom from secrets and war and oppression and all of those things that really kind of, they take the jelly out of our donut, the pep out of our step, and the lead from the pencil. So don't let them do that, man. You guys keep your nose to the grindstone, keep rolling with the punches and pushing the message forward. Yeah, so all the people that I meant to let me see, get those comments updated and upfreshed a little bit, guys. 4D Chess, Frank Style, yeah. All of those people that I had heard mentioned there at the end of the Jack Talcott experience, right? Yeah, holy, the optics are really high. Snafu, you ought to jump up here after you get done with your conversation with Mr. Talcott. NPC the game, Freedom Grower, Ruby, and Illumitami all were in the house. I got to be honest, I had a little bit of trouble interacting with and understanding Mr. Stinky Brew, just because it seemed to be hard to get a word in edgewise, and there seemed to be, and I may be wrong in this, I may be misreading the room, but there seemed to be a tendency to overtalk and dominate the conversation to an extent. And I wanted to get to know a little bit more about Ruby and Dick and some of the others, and Mr. Stinky Brew himself as well, right? But there isn't always room for that, because there is a central message with the Jack Talcott experience that is the overarching prime motive, as it were, in getting towards the living without fear idea. And there is a website for those of you who don't know. You can check it out at, I think it's over here. Yeah, let me see if I can point at it, at www.livewithoutfear.com. And there's a mailing list as well. You can put in the email address, and you can like and subscribe and get on the mailing list, and that will keep you in direct contact with Jack Talcott himself, because we can't leave it always to the capriciousness of the social media algorithm. Sometimes we have to take the bull by the horns and do it ourselves. But the official channel on YouTube is YouTube at Jack Talcott, so super easy to find. You can see that I've already got the banners ready. I like to do blurbs for Jack. I don't have a good video yet. Like I wish somebody in the community, and maybe this is something you could work on, Snafu or Goblin or someone else out there. I think maybe Blandry, the epitome of mediocrity. It seems like he was putting together some things, but like a 2 to 3 minute clip that kind of highlights who Jack is and like what his mission is and how we can support and find out more. I think that would be super helpful, and it's something I would download immediately. I mean, oh God, the neck. Put it in the public domain, make it available. Don't copyright strike it here on YouTube. And it's something that I would download and show, whenever I go live, because I've got one for TML. If you guys don't know TML, The Machine Lies 9534, I've got one that I like to cross promote for his channel. And we know how to contact Jack. Not everyone does though. Arjo, I wouldn't even know how to read that immediately right off the top of my head, but Arjo's G62. I'll just call you R, I guess, for short. I don't know that everyone does know how to contact Jack, but you guys know that Jack's message is a truth-centered Christian message, essentially, and that he's looking for those pieces of the puzzle that will bring about an end to war and an end to institutional secrecy, institutionalized secrets. And I think that I can support that idea absolutely, emphatically. And I think one way you guys can help for sure is to like and subscribe here at the Old Frank Monday channel, right? Get me above 1,000. Maybe that'll happen today. I don't know. That it seldom seems to be a thing that even with raids, right, that people will necessarily do that. I've never really received much of a bump in the algorithm, though I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for it at some point. I only stream maybe once a week or something like that. And so a little about me. Yeah, I live in China. I've been over here for 25 years now. It was kind of my dream as a young man. I was really interested in Chinese Taoism and Kung Fu and Chinese culture in general. I grew up in Los Angeles and I wasn't far from Chinatown. And I went there quite a bit as a young man to hang out and learn about the Chinese culture. I would attend what they have is like they had a free community center in the one near my hood in LA. If you guys do know like where I hail from, I was born on the border of Compton and Long Beach. And I grew up in the inner city in Los Angeles, California in the 1980s. I was born in the early 70s, but I kind of came into life mostly during the 80s with gangster rap and the Bloods battling the Crips, 18th Street Latinos, the Hessians and Aryan Brotherhood. Everybody was kind of hanging out in LA, Inglewood. Yeah, absolutely. Battling it out and going to blows. So by the time I was 12 years old, I had already been at the receiving end of 3 different drive-by shootings and dodging the barrel of a shotgun, right, when they'd yell out, "Blood Kingdom, motherfucker," and then fire at you. And so that was good fun growing up like that. And here we are now in a new world, right, a new thing. Yeah, you can find out more about me at buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. I like to write essays and post them over there. And I got a lot of free stuff. You don't actually have to buy me a coffee in order to interact with that. But if you are a Buy Me a Coffee patron, I definitely recommend that you check it out. Nobody has clicked the link yet. It seems like I've got it pinned. And I definitely do want to have conversations with you guys. Arpol, what the fuck? Are you serious? Have we hit 1,000? No way, man. No way. I've tried for 10 fucking years, man. 10 years to try to get above 1,000. And Arpol just announced it. I think you were the first to announce it, Arpol. Unfucking believable. And it looks like 10 people have hit the like button too, man. I'm going to double check. Yes, indeed. Motherfuckers in the house. Thank you to the members of Talcott. We have done it. We have done it on the Old Frank Monday channel, man. What a thing. What Goblin Life was right before you. And Bergese Official. Man, I need to be paying attention to the chat. Y'all good-looking sexy people knew what was up. I subbed. Handel Biznar says that he broke the fucking back of the camel, man. Yeah, as long as you guys just don't come back later and unsub, right? Because somebody fucking knocked your dick in the dirt about old Frank Monday talking shit behind the scenes. Be like, ah, what you doing, sub to old Frank Monday? Don't you know he's a devil worshiper? He does all that old Solomonic magic, praying to God in his own way. And Merry Christmas to all of you guys. Man, wow, what a thing, what a thing. It looks like Bergese Official was the first official member to mention it. And yeah, good magic, man. Good magic. What a big deal. What a big fucking deal, man. I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna roll myself a little something. And I'm gonna play that old Frank Monday intro one time so you guys know just exactly who the fuck Frank Monday is and what I got going on over here in China. Yeah, before we do that though, quick beloved shout out to Eazy-E, my nigga from the hood. Ain't nothing like, I grew up on Eazy-E, man. I could rap all of his lyrics, every single one. I met him at the Compton swap meet when I was like 11 years old. Only white kid in the audience, and he literally brought me up on stage and he's like, why don't you bring that little white kid up here? What you doing here, white boy? You crazy motherfucker. And I was like, what you talking about? What you mean I'm white? That's I don't understand that. I didn't know what that meant, to be white. But yeah, they let me know real fast and quick, fast in a hurry that yeah, I got to load up the Frank Monday intro. I got it there behind the scenes. Before we do that, I don't want to offend anyone, so I want you to know a bit of my background so that you don't just say shit like, yeah, I dropped the link, Snafu. It should be pinned. I'll drop it again for you, brother. Let me carbon copy it and throw it out there for you. Yeah, but before we get started, brother from the hood, another brother from another mother, Eazy-E, straight out of Compton. One time if we may. Here, guys, he's in the back room. We're about to bring him up and have a in-depth conversation, and we might be able to get Mr. Talcott himself over here in a little while to iron things out. I think that's what we're all here to do, right? We want some resolution and healing. I got to remove that. And so, Snafu, this Frank Monday intro video, it only takes 3 minutes, man. And as soon as it plays through, I'm gonna bring you up and I'm gonna let you have the stage. We're gonna talk about it and we're gonna get busy cracking that nut. We're at 1,000 fucking strong now. So now we matter. Now we're doing something, right? Now Frank Monday's in the fucking house one time, baby. Let's get this rolling. And then it's you and me, Snafu. We're gonna break it down.
Okay, guys, our next comedian is a bit of a treat, to be honest. It is a bit of a treat. He's been away for 3 years. He is now back from the dead. Well, America. Give a big round of applause for Frank Monday. Would anyone want to repeat that?
know what that's like, being a good man. It's tough in a fucking city like this, though. You know, nobody gives a fuck. They're like, God damn, that's some crazy shit. Motherfucker wearing high heels and shit. Looking good, too, huh? Yeah, you guys like that. That's all right. It's okay to fall down occasionally. I do that sometimes. All right, being back in the G is pretty fucking nerve-wracking. You know, performing for 4 minutes straight. The only other time I get this anxious when I gotta perform for 4 minutes straight is when I gotta make love to my wife.
Onion ring. Yeah, they're all right.
Hey, be watching for the Star Wars blog Rebellion coming out in December. You'll love it. It's follow-up to the award-winning Generations. Oh yeah. There you go, Frank.
Here's my burger. All right. That's Frank Monday right there. And Snafu Snaps is in the house. Good looking out, brother. How the hell you doing, man?
We're gonna get into some optics, my friend.
Indeed,
because I want to get to know Mr. Frank Monday a little better. Already, aside from what we already know of you, just so you know.
I can appreciate that. Thank you, Snafu.
So you're fanboying it for your boy Jack Talcott, correct?
Yes, indeed. Without reservation.
So have you ever seen Jack Tales, man? I have a series, a 26 video series of not only Jack Talcott talking to co-workers, which he has given me permission to do this series, but the fact is I wouldn't need it. If you're such a fanboy of Jack Talcott, why don't you and I review Jack Tales together this week? And that will help promote your channel.
I would be interested in doing that. Absolutely. But before
No. I need to ask you, how much of Jack Talcott do you really know? Because you're fanboying it pretty hard.
I only know my direct interaction with him for the last year. That's how I know him.
Okay. So if I were to tell you some crazy things, but I have receipts, such as maybe Jack raped a woman, had a maybe baby, that Jack could have got his job back. He's been blaming his coworkers, but Jack actually told psychiatrists and many people that he was God and Jesus and many other things. Or, here's the bigger one, Jack's own family has disowned him, doesn't want him back in his life, and even just recently, a couple weeks ago, have made it very clear they're still upset that he brings them up to this day on YouTube. Now, these aren't lies, and they're not. I have the videos. We could go over them today, right now, as we speak. Let's talk about your boy Jack.
Well, this is a Jack Talcott after party, so I do want to keep it somehow focused.
It's an after party. I'll get the motherfucker here right now. I call him every day. I talk to him right now.
And ball blazing.
So you're cupcaking, fanboying for a guy.
A little bit. If I may, Snafu.
Let me ask you this. One last question.
Wait. Okay, go.
Wait. You're fanboying it. Let me ask you this. Do you believe he's going to stop all wars? And do you believe that he's the man to talk to Trump? No, go ahead.
I believe that his message and his mission is a positive an action, a positive force in the right direction, and I'm here to support it. Yeah.
So, do
But-
you know that predators who have to self-teach themselves love, and then maybe want to twist that whole self-teach? Because I'm not lying when I say, have you looked into the fan? You're fanboying over someone. Have you really looked into their history or the optics of who they? And I'll bring that receipts right now from his family, like from his own mouth.
Okay. Well,
Jack
I have
Jones-
heard those things. Snafu, I have
Jack
heard your
Jones is
message
real,
loud
bro.
and clear. I have heard your message loud and clear in the past on the show, and that's why I
Right,
wanted
and
to
so
try to.
and my message is
I
still
wanted-
like his teaching of love. What if I like the predator optics? Like, I don't give a fuck. Y'all can fucking play this as broken record or not. But the fact is you guys are literally embracing someone lying, manipulating about his past and why his family truly has disowned him, and what's going on, like why he says everyone's to blame but me and no one wants to help me, and his grandiose claims of meeting Trump and stopping all wars. But I'm the bad guy here, right?
No. I don't think you are. And that's why I wanted you to come up, because I don't think you are the bad guy. But I'll tell you from my perspective that the past does not equal the future. And I think that change is the one persistent thing that can bring about a better world for tomorrow. But again, Snafu, before we get started, what did Jesus command us to do? How did he ask us to pray?
Well, again, not in front of the people, but that's another thing. You talk like this man knows about the Bible, whereas any doctrine, knowledge.
No, I don't think so. I think that's why I'm
have you
able.
ever asked him?
Well, no, that's why I'm able to approach.
Why do you think Tommy goes up there all the time?
Right.
And
Well,
Tommy-
Tommy's the doctrine and the dogma, and that's not what I'm about. I'm about the spirit of the law, not the letter of the law. What a bunch of old Hebrew rabbis wrote back at that time, and then the Greek transliteration of it. But I wanted to start this off right. So, in a moment of prayer, if you would, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the power, the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Well,
Kingdom, the
that
power,
verse
and the
has
glory.
been, Mandela affected as well, but.
Where would you say that I went wrong with that?
No, you didn't go wrong.
KJV.
That verse has actually been Mandela affected. Trespasses, like if you go look at the original, it's what the Mandela version is now. Just go look it up. It's all different Bible verses.
Yeah, well,
Mandela.
Yeah, I memorized it from when I was a kid in Boy Scouts. So if the Mandela effect stretched back to 1970s, then yeah.
Maybe. Just go look at it. It's out there. It's like in Philippines, Philippines 5:10 or something, where remember where it says every knee shall bow. Now it says the word good.
I've heard something about that. I have heard something about that.
It's like the lion lays with the lamb shit, you know. Now it says, it's always been the lion, because the lion was the house of Judah, for those who know about doctrine and all that. But
sure.
Let's get back to Jack, man. Jack's my boy,
before we do get back to Jack, though, I got a couple of. Now that the optics are high, I do have I've got a couple. Yeah, I've got a couple of shout outs. NPC the game, guys, get over there, check him out. What's the name of his channel? Do you know?
Well, Gabriel something, but I should know.
But you could find it, NPC the game, right?
NPC the game, it'll hit the algorithms. OTW's community page.
And someone mentioned Freedom Grower and said that he might be in the house.
In fact, we posted his last award show in the crew Discord. So if you missed it, you could go there and catch it.
NPC?
NPC, yeah.
I watched the last couple of ones. I didn't watch the barbershop one yet. Is that the one you're talking about?
No. He's doing a new award show coming up on the 17th here soon. Y'all know about it, the NPC award shows. So it's what OTW, Flow State, all these fucktards are getting all hyped up about.
And what is this award going to be for
there you go.
this
Red
time
40
around?
put it out. Mr. Red 40 put it out for you, sir.
Okay, good magic. Let me jump on it
Shout
real
out
quick.
to Mr. Red 40.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here, Red 40.
He's a real one.
Yeah. Is he? Okay. Yeah, he okay, here it is.
There's a lot. Now, okay, so it looks like you've been into this digital experience. You know, I see the episode clips. He looks like the entertainer. You have the Lunar Light Entertainment. Are you LLC, by the way? I'll find out here in a day.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just doing my thing, man. I'm trying to make it happen. LLE comes
No,
from
congratulations on your
Comedy
1K.
Club China.
Congratulations
Yeah,
on 1K. I just want you to
That's
know
a big
that
deal. That's a big deal. Shabbat
it's a big
shalom
deal.
to all my Jew dogs out there, all my J dogs.
But now you're in the DEX, and I like you so far, your style of being fair, non-biased, but then I look at how you're fanboying glazing the cotted one, and it just makes me wonder, are you doing this on a, I get the come up of, getting past that 1,000, I get it, Frank. If you, quote, get through the community, you're going to meet a lot of us, so I understand if that's the case. I just want to know, do you believe in the grandiose claims that Mr. Jack Talcott says? And yes, whether you believe my claims or not, me and you, since you're doing this YouTube thing, come on my channel. Let's review Jack Tales together. I would love for you, since you're such a fan of Jack, to review Jack Tales with us.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll come over. And but my story with Jack is this. I came into the panelverse at the sewer level. Like it was Queen Stephanie and Team Evil, and they got their hooks in me. And I followed Stephanie Step Hen over to Jack's, and then I realized real quick.
So that's where you came from, is the Queen Steve. Okay.
Yeah, from the fucking septic tank of Canada. And
after I'm glad we're talking, Frank.
Yeah. Once I crawled up out of that sewer, and here he is day in and day out bashing Jack, and then I started to interact with Jack. Jack was actually nice to me, and he seemed to allow room for growth, and he wasn't stuck in the doctrine and the dogma, because you guys know that I'm a Solomonic magician in part, and I also study esoteric Taoism, and so Jack seemed like an approachable individual that I could listen to and jam with, and I like the man.
Grandiose guru claims, because again,
no, I don't listen.
Do you look at Jack Talcott as a life coach?
No, I ain't there for none of that horse shit. I look at Jack as a friend somehow, that he's been friendly to me, and that I come there for fellowship. I want to be honest. Yeah, I want to be honest.
I'm going to be honest. I know. All the time. I talk to him every day.
I know you do.
Eyebrows furrowed right now.
Yeah.
If you
let those caterpillars relax, right? Keep those caterpillars in check.
You're more of like, I want to be a friend with Jack. I like his vibe. I like him. But like the life coach shit, all the grandiose claims, I'm not.
No, I don't need any motherfucking life coaching snaps. I'm a successful man. I've built a kingdom for myself, and
I can see that.
I follow a path that has brought me a lot of blessings from the Lord, and I humble myself every motherfucking day on the altar of God and swear to take vengeance against the tyranny and evil that lords over men. And you got to choose your battles, though, right? You got to pick and choose. And I firmly believe in spirit and know spirit to be a truth and a reality. And I find that a lot of these internet gurus, they're just giving it mouth service, right? They're not genuinely.
Yeah. It's not just him. There are many that have the. Okay, so do you believe? Obviously, you believe in a creator. What is your? But then again, you said magic, some bullshit. What the fuck are you? Or what did you say? What are you?
I worship God through the use of Solomonic magic, through King Solomon's teaching.
Okay, very interesting.
So I invoke the archangels to surround me, and I directly try to bring in the energy of Jehovah, right, in the form of YHVH. And I also do recognize at the heart center the expression of Adonai and Yeshua, so adding the Aleph to the Tetragrammaton. And I think that each individual needs to experience worship and fellowship with God in the divine kingdom in their own way. And it does, like you said, don't go in front of the masses and pray, though I do that sometimes.
We all do. I mean, I get what you're saying, but you the wheat and tear optics, there's doing things more, but I get what you're saying.
Most of my work is just done behind the scenes. I came to China for a true love of the Chinese culture, and I stayed to represent the spirit of 76 and freedom
trying to... Without going too deep, South China?
No, I'm in Peking, the north.
Okay, North China. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was
So
just curious.
I'm at the heart of the beast.
Because I see, okay, so I call it hug a buddy, fuck a buddy optics, but I also know wheat and tares, but I also get real recognized as real in the end. And after looking at some of the clips you just shared, obviously you are someone that could make an impact. Congratulations on your 1,000K. Again, Frank Monday, folks. Thumbs up, like, share, depending on how, like I said, others are out here to help each other out in this DEX too. But with certain players in the game, with our great guest, Mr. Jack Talcott, he does like to make grandiose claims, but when he gets cornered, he likes to backstage and put the narratives out. And I'm just kind of curious what your thought on this is, because you can't have conversations with him.
I have found that there's a time and a place, and that it can be tough sometimes. It can be tough, because if you challenge the bear, as it were,
for my owl friend,
if you challenge the authority, Eric Cartman sometimes steps up and smacks your knuckles, right? And so that can be a tough thing. Is Cage here as well? Blessings to Cage if he's in the chat or he's ready to panel up with us.
Yes, our owl friend. Our owl friend will show up.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Frank, on your 1,000K. Now, I was just curious. So, would you tell Jack to his face that you're not into his guru optics or don't believe in his message? You think he's a good guy, you like him as a friend, but like you really don't. I mean, are you?
Well, no, you're kind of you're a little bit misreading. You're misreading what I said. That just Jack's his own man. I'm my own man, and our messages and like what he's doing may not necessarily completely coincide. But I agree with this message, and I think he's doing the right thing. And I think that he can be an effective life coach. I actually disagree with that. In fact, I trust. Let me tell you something.
Life coach.
Let me tell you something.
Fucking shambles. You have told me. I've talked to his family. Have you, Frank?
Let me tell you something that you might not know. My daughter has been doing online schooling with Santa Monica College, and she just got into university level studies, and I've got her doing some other social activities and stuff, but she's been undergoing a lot of psychological pressure and having trouble in adapting to her new schedule, having just graduated from high school. And I actually reached out to Jack if he would do some life coaching and some direct one-to-one with my daughter. But it just shows you the level with which I respect what he's doing. Then I think
that's you are such a fool.
Well, thank you for that. Hopefully I'm the pure fool, right? The fool's journey.
I mean, how can a man whose own family says stay the fuck away from us because he's lying to you about his past? I've talked to his family. We go over Jack tells, but here's the deal: a man whose own life is in shambles, how is he going to be a life coach? How can you not sit there and say, Jack, why don't you get your own life in order before you try to help others? And again, this is where my issue. And see, I talk to Jack personally and offline, and I tell all of you guys feeding into his delusions is hurting him more than actually what's really helping him. And he's lost his real life family and friends because of these delusional optics as well. And that's what most of you guys don't understand about the fucking man, because he is fucking crazy. But there's also other optics to Jack. But mindful thing is you really think a life coach whose own life is completely fucked and he's always begging for everyone to fix it for him, he's the right man to life coach your daughter? That's crazy.
No. Here's what I think. I agree with everything you just said, and I think that you're right. But here's where I think that there could be a yes and. I think that some people learn effective techniques that can help others, and that we should not necessarily kill the messenger, right? And if proactive, progressive work can be done through the vehicle of understanding certain things that other people might not recognize, right? Then I think that, yes, I do truly believe that there could be some way to achieve a greater than I or greater than thou type of thing without fuck, I'm having trouble articulating it. But yes, I think that Jack can do those things.
I'm not saying
he's done it to me first. I've spent okay, but let me tell you this too.
From everyone, but
go ahead.
The fact is him presenting himself as like PhD life coach. I mean, him comparing himself to like again, if you are fanboying over someone, bro, on reality, whether I like Jack or not, and I do, I wouldn't talk to the man if I didn't. But I'm telling you, he's lying to all of you, and there's a lot of predator, really weird optics to the whole thing. And if you really like the family, not even, and again, this life coach shit, he's literally begging all of you for years, help me fix my life. Why can't do that? And it's like, but you're like, oh, I'll let him teach my daughter. I'll let him life coach her. He's teachable. Why are you guys like putting him in this high pedestal, feeding his delusions, which is actually probably more unhealthy for the man versus being authentic, real, and genuine?
Before I respond to that, let me say a real quick thank you to Red 40 because he pointed out that I had not, in fact, pinned the link. And so by way of that, I was able to pin the link. And thank you for that, Red 40.
I yield. I know I'm kind of putting you on blast. It's your first stream again, folks. No, it's not false narratives. In fact, Mr. Frank Monday has agreed to review Jack Talcott. And me and you could talk privately.
It's not his first stream. Let me just say thank you for having me, by the way.
It's my first stream with Snafu, for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm assuming you got people redirected traffic over here. I'm assuming
Snafu is it just me or is his audio robot and hard?
Oh,
it's robot.
Here, let me refresh quick. I'll be back. Sorry.
So, when do you want to do it? You want to do it tonight?
Was that just me, or was his audio?
You want to do it tonight?
You want to
do it tonight?
My connection's bad.
You want to do it to Frank? Can you hear me?
Say again. I can hear you, Snafu.
I want to give you my email, snapusnap007, or go into my crew Discord, and that way we could keep it. But honestly, if you want to review, we could start tonight. We could start tomorrow. We could start this week. I mean, I would love for you to sit there, review, maybe go over. And again, optics of the past are important, especially if you're still actively pulling fuckery and lying to yourself, manipulate. And again, I have no understanding of why some of you guys are hurting him more than helping him. And maybe I'm in the wrong, but if you want to talk to me about, but see, I think Tommy and others are over target on this situation too.
And it's interesting too, because at first I didn't think that Illuma Tommy, because his style of presentation, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. And so I didn't think that he was in the right. But after having sit back and listened and read the room for a lot longer, we're going into over a year now of paying attention to the thing routinely. Then
you said, do you believe in the Bible? Do you believe in the Bible or no?
I read and studied the Bible. It doesn't take preeminence as my book of magic. No.
Okay.
The Sword of Moses is more important to me, and
King
Solomon's
teachings. Right? Majik for you.
Yeah. The Lemegeton, the Goetia, the Kabbalah. Yeah, because I'm Jewish. I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm a J dog.
I know you're Jewish.
Yeah, when magicians step forward, they get crucified. So that's why.
That's why I'm talking to you the way I'm talking. Because I mean, again, some of you guys are already pre-profiled before I even talk to you, just for whistleblowers and it's like, is this guy trolling? Is he not trolling? I get the come up on clout. But like, I just wanted to know and I get you're a nice guy, and you think Jack's a nice guy. So I get that whole like, okay, you guys are clicking on that aspect. But when it comes to grandiose claims of being a life coach, when his life is in shambles and you haven't even looked into the history of his life. Unbelievable.
I think you're right. I think there may be some time for that, and there may be some time. There should be. I should make some time and allocate to get a deeper understanding of
anyone, right? Anyone,
yeah, absolutely.
Like even me or some of the people. Like if you're doing something out there, I don't know.
No, I think you're right in that. Like you on the one hand, like I said a moment ago, you don't necessarily want to kill the messenger, but at the same time, you can't remove the message from the messenger entirely, that they are integrated and that you have to look at both And so sometimes people stand in the public domain. We'll take Elon Musk, for example, and he was raised through a family that had already seized a lot of wealth in South Africa, and he's been married 6 times and has 13 illegitimate children. And it's like when he stands on the public stage and says something, I think that has to essentially be questioned. Is this even a man worth listening to? I mean, if you can't even make one marriage work and raise your children properly, then I don't think that I have necessarily any business accepting the entirety of the message per se, right? So I think there is something to that, and we have to have a deeper examination of some of those truths. But I was using Elon Musk as an example, right?
Right. And I see what you're doing, because like I said, you said that when Ruby came up, you want to talk to her, and shout out to the Roopster. She always sings me the methadone song she sings. Roopster, shout out. And by the way, people are... And Jack had an opportunity, but he was a Nazi, folks. He didn't want to let me up today. But he had an opportunity to stop a war between the Thorpes and the Roopster. And people in chat were like, Snaps, go talk to Jack. And you know what? Jack was a Nazi. Didn't want to let me up. Want to talk to me privately, which we will, Jack. But hey, you know what? I'm going to invite you, Jack, too. If you want to come review Jack Tales when me and Frank review them, you don't have to. I know you're afraid of what your fanboy might learn about your optics. But by the way, hey, folks, it's real. Like, we're having an after party, Jack. And now that Mr. Frank's in the DEX, wanted to work with, people, I feel that we should be authentic and genuine and have these conversations.
What is the DEX? What does that mean? Digital experience. Okay, yes, that's right. Yeah. Blessings, Jack. Welcome. This is your after party, sir. So I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, welcome to your after party. Your boy got over 1,000. Of course, you weren't here to celebrate and be part of it, but
I was.
You did help him out. You did help him out by forwarding the.
And he's here now. For Christ's sake,
he's here now. He's here now. But he's here after he saw that I was saying, how can a life coach whose life is in shambles be a life coach to your daughter?
Well, I told you, I trust Jack, and I think he's a good man, and I think that he has the technique, skills, and the skill set and the toolbox to help people. Okay. Otherwise, why would I support the idea?
Would you want to know about the rape allegations? Because the past is
not necessarily.
Teaching love, a predator who has to love themselves.
It's not something that I'm interested in.
Oh, okay.
No.
I just want to know about you, Frank, because again, someone who has to re-love themselves.
Well,
and then that preaches. No, I'm not talking to you, Jack. I'm talking to Frank right now. And then once I'm over, you could talk.
Damn.
So,
I think that it's
understand that concept, Frank. You're a smart man here. I could see you're educated. I could see you're overtime, even in the media sense, like entertainment / journalistic value. I deal with media relations. POGO, privately owned, government operated. Infiltrated media relations.
It's interesting
and his own family has disowned him for his predator behaviors, and not only just the grape, but many other optics. We're talking about a man who wants to be a life coach, saying he's talking to Trump, getting tackled.
How dare him? How dare you?
We don't have to loop there necessarily. Go ahead, Jack.
Say
your piece.
Tell the optics that your family has disowned you and doesn't want nothing to do with you.
Can we first do some cupcaking and glazing, right? I mean, that's what I'm here for.
Jack, you look great. Jack, you had a great stream today. I'm going to send it to Congress in hopes that we'll get you a meeting. I love you, brother, and you know I got you. But you're... And that's why when we send the stream to Congress... you had a chance to help the Thorpes and Roopster, but you didn't even take that opportunity. But the fact is you're gonna make it to Congress if you keep having streams the way you're doing, Jack. They're gonna want to work with you.
Leave room for conversation,
guy.
Please.
I'm just telling you, want me to glaze them? I'm glazing them.
Yeah, we'll leave room for conversation too. Welcome, Jack. Good to see you, my good man.
Thank you. Something that I tell you what. After what Snafu has been saying, I just simply offer there's a distinction between accusations and evidence.
So did your family in town accuse you, not Snafu Snaps, of rape? Did your family in town and Chemo and your family and other town members, did the town of Jack Talcott, before I even existed in your life, accuse you of accusations? Are you going to shake your head no? Even though they all will come on testimony if we went in front of a court?
I will answer
Did
when
they
you shut
accuse
up.
you? Whether you were charged or not, did they accuse you?
Snafu.
Tell the
The
truth.
only
Tell
one
the truth,
who
Jack.
has.
This is a yes or no question. Tell the truth.
Let
to
him
the vote.
respond, Snafu. Let him respond.
Thank you. The only one who has accused me of that is Chemo Morrison, who is a man who was not there, and neither was I on the night where Chemo alleges that I was. So, no, Snafu, the whole town did not accuse me of
You
that.
told me different personally too. And I
No,
did calls.
no.
Okay.
You talk so much. You haven't made sure you've understood me properly.
So you're saying chemo? So Margot's word didn't count. Your family. Okay, let me ask you this. Tell us why your family wants nothing to do with you.
That's
And,
not.
no, if you're a life coach. No, you're a life coach. See, look, even Red saying story changing again, Jack. I don't care. Like, I don't care at this point if people like me in chat or not, Frank Monday. We have enough evidence, in a sense, of documentation through footage and what he says out of his own mouth and everything.
Tell you what, you're looping.
And I have brought family and coworkers.
Right. You got to get that out. You got to repeat that over and over.
We can move to a different topic too, Frank. I mean,
There's a time and place.
I'm just saying, Jack, you're full of shit. You're full of fucking shit.
Christ.
You ain't gonna play me.
And you know what, Matthew Sims?
And you know what, Frank Monday?
The
I would
only one who
enjoy
can
going over Jack sales with you because Jack is full of shit. Jack,
don't talk over him. Let him talk for a moment. At some point, you have to back off a little bit and allow a conversation.
I'm going to leave.
That's fair.
Oh,
no, it's fair, but I can leave, but
yeah, no. I'll give him a break for just a second because he's asking so many questions and presenting so many ideas that it's just impossible to get a word in edgewise. And this is one of the infuriating things in this space is people don't take a second to fucking take a breath.
Right. Frank, and this is why he's so confused about me. And it's what I was facing in the live stream earlier today with the other guest, Mr. Brew.
Yeah, Stinky Brew.
Keeps interrupting. And every time he interrupts, he's just defending his own beliefs, not...
Thank you, Frank, for having me. Hey, guys.
That audio sucks, Cage. What is going on?
We'll give Cage a second to figure it out. Maybe he can jump out and come back in. But yeah, sometimes, like I was in your space earlier today, and I really appreciate the show. Like I'm a daily listener, and I try to give a little bit of a shout out to the Talcottian experience to folks. And I don't want to keep guys backstage too much. We've got both Snafu and Cage backstage, and but this was a thing like the Jack Talcott Afterparty. I wanted it to be more of a celebration, and a promoting of the idea of living without fear. And I tried to give the channel names and stuff and talk about some of the people that the ideas we wanted to promote earlier, like NPC in the game and Freedom Grower. And I wanted to get to know Ruby a little more. And it's like, it's in those situations. It's like when I ask Ruby a question and then Stinky Brew answers for her, it's like, good God in heaven, man. And I like some of the individuation process. Like I want to learn more about Jack, and I think that Snafu, he wants to show me more about, and learn some of your backstory and stuff like that. I'm not opposed to that, but that's not going to change my opinion of who I think you are. And it's not going to change my faith in, what I think you can do in moving forward, because that's the past, and the past does not equal the future.
I agree, Frank. But here's the thing. Some of what Snafu is saying is true. The people he's chosen to speak with, they've aligned themselves against me. They want to blame me for everything they think. And so Snafu and others are being tested by God, right? By life. I'm not the way you say I am, Snafu. I promise you that.
Okay, well, I didn't even. People are saying to ask you in a different way. So I think there was someone in your chat that said ask him in a different way. When you ask those kind of questions, ask them different ways. Ask him what happened instead of calling it like a lawyer at the barman. So what happened? But we could do this a different time.
Frank, you're muted, brother.
And I love how you shake your head no. That's because you claim to be a life
Rookie
coach.
mistake.
So I'm going to call out. Well, let's find out if, like, would I buy a car without making sure it's going to work?
Well, how about this, Snafu? Let me ask you.
Life is in shambles, and
let me Snafu, if I may. Let me ask you a question that because I think we can receive some growth here. Like your challenge at this point is, you know, Jack, you think you're a life coach, blah blah blah, right, et cetera, et cetera. We've heard that part. We don't need to loop back through that again. I would like you to know that through Jack's day to day, I've been watching him for over a year now. Through his day to day and in the present, right now, how could you change your perspective to see that he is doing good things and he is trying to progress along the terms with he's setting forward for everyone? What is preventing you from seeing that?
His behavior, his inauthentic, his grandiose claims of non-self reflection of accountability.
What if you're missing some things, though, Snafu?
I'm not, because it's the same thing that your own family and everyone in your life has told you all these years. Like you said,
Okay.
it's not going to change because you have to.
No.
But,
No.
Yes.
Snafu,
Yes.
Snafu, please
Let me life
consider.
coach you. How about you consider letting me life coach you for a month?
No, not a chance.
I would be the greatest. I would be the.
Let him talk, Snafu. Let him talk. One moment at a time, man. We got to breathe and work through this.
Please.
I'm not. Yeah. I'm just clicking on some of the comments. I'm not actually reading them. I just want to make sure that the chat's involved and they know they're being heard.
I appreciate that. And here, Snafu, you got to recognize, okay, I realize the perception, but you're a part of this now. I've been saying for several years, online publicly, and I've been saying it offline prior to me going online, there's something going on in my life. People have been falsely accusing me. They've been misunderstanding me. I don't know what to do on my own. Snafu, you picked the wrong side. You picked the side of the bullies who have been willing to not just kick a man when he's down, but just fucking disrespect a good man for trying. Doesn't make sense.
What if you're wrong? What if I did my research and talked to the people involved? What if I did my research?
Talk to those? Wait, whoa. Did you talk to the any who sided with me? Who said, yeah, Jack's innocent and he's actually a good dude? Because I got a list. You never asked me for names.
You've been saying for 5 years you can't get anyone to side with you. That's what you just said just now. So there was no one to side with you.
Hold on.
Everyone said that you are non-accountable. Everyone said that you kind of went crazy after you got over. Everyone said that.
You didn't speak to everyone. You spoke to everyone you spoke to. You did not speak to everyone. So stop exaggerating. Okay? And there's another reality to this, dude. Sorry. Lost my train of thought where I was.
Yeah, no worries. Take a deep breath, right? And remember the Lord is with us. And
Yes.
I think, the reason I thought it was okay to have Snafu up on the Jack Talcott Afterparty is because sometimes it's an important part of the message to get the alternate narrative and the blowback, the feedback, a little bit of resistance. But good God in heaven, Snafu, Jack has received more than enough. Yeah, go ahead, Jack.
What? Of truth? Of fucking the man saying he...
No. Dude, I've received enough.
No. Now you're going to be Now you're being a Nazi,
You're
Frank.
hot.
Now,
What are you? What
now
are
you're being
you
a Nazi
doing?
for Jack. Now you're being a Nazi.
You're being a Nazi just trying
He's
to
right.
run.
Yeah. I'm being a bit of a Nazi. I am mod godding him. Well, no, it's no problem. It's just because he's not allowing the space for there to be back and forth, which is what is the definition of a conversation, right? There's three of us here right now. There's me, Jack Talcott, and Snafu Snaps, the Illustrious, right? The Illustrious Snafu, journalist extraordinaire, investigator, G-Man, right? And he's looked into everything. He knows everything about Jack. And the Jack Talcott Afterparty is essentially, I think, where we could kind of iron these things out. It's just that some of the accusations, if not all, are falsely based, and we need to examine that as well, right?
Thank you. What I had remembered trying to say. Shoot. Well, Snafu.
Take your time.
He has met who he has met. Okay, but he's been he and others. Okay, Snafu is an example of what I've been dealing with for several years. People are taking my words out of context. They're blaming me for what other people choose to do with me. Right? Snafu is blaming me because my family doesn't want to talk to me. Snafu is blaming me because some addict who lost his own son and has been actually physically violent against me, that man is viewed as an authentic witness against my character, right? So Snafu didn't investigate the character of the man accusing me. He didn't go into the context of my words. Here's the point. There's a lot of people who love me. There's a lot of people who see my value. They've received help from me. They appreciate what I'm doing. But out of those people, are they willing to come and talk to the post office with me? No. Are they willing to come and talk to my ex-wife with me? No. Are they willing to come and talk to Snafu or Tommy or Margot or Chemo? Not yet. Except Frank's doing it right here.
And that's a thing, right? Snafu, have you considered that? Have you considered doing the other thing? Like, rather than diminishing Jack and buying into what are potentially slanders and libels against his character, have you considered, hey, what if I did the other thing once in a while? What if I switched to the other side of the fence and tried to support Jack and put some wind in his sails? I mean, how bad would that be if somehow Snafu has gotten it into his mind that the little birdies whispering in his ear have some sort of ultimate truth and have brought about like he's buying into it, just like he thinks that I'm buying into your message of love, light, and peace, and freedom from war and tyranny, which I think is a damn good message to get behind. How would we address the fact that he thinks I'm deceived and he thinks that you're deceiving? I mean, this is kind of it's a tough nut to crack with Snafu. And if you would, Snafu, tell me.
You're biased. It would never happen because you're a fanboy. And that's why you keep backstaging me, because I let's bring receipts. I won't even.
Well, no, because you're not providing.
Hey, I got proof of everything.
You're dishonest.
No. Let's play it right now.
Denying.
I'll show
Right.
you. No.
Wait, whoa.
Those in the chat. Hey, all those in the chat, Red, Jeeves, Goblin, all you guys who know Jack tells
all he's
existed.
doing is trying to control the narrative, Frank.
Well, he's not allowing space for conversation, and
Right.
that's the big problem that I have. And I don't want to backstage Snafu, but I want him to fucking learn the okay, Snafu, let me lay it down for you like this. Frank Monday is all about the basic Rastafarian conversation model. It's all about puff, puff, pass. Land your ideas as saliently and concise, brevity, super important, as possible, and then allow time for response. And when that response starts to come, don't interrupt it. Don't usurp it just because you disagree with what you're getting as feedback. Right? Allow it to happen. Otherwise, it just turns into chaos. I mean, it's not worth the viewer's time, because I have to think about the viewers as well and who's here, right? We have to be present with who's here.
And with what you said, Frank, we have a situation here where Snafu, he claims one thing. Two of us are trying to have a conversation with him, but he wants to control the narrative. And he doesn't want to consider what you so far. Let me not be negative, but I know we can do better, but if he's not willing to consider what others are saying, that's a clear and obvious sign of denial. Denying the truth, denying what others are saying, just absolute dismissal, not going to consider it. Hello, you're living in a fantasy. So if Snafu would calm down and slow down, we could have conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's do that, Snafu. Let's do that other thing just once. Let's try for 10 fucking minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Let's give it a shot.
Jack tells episode 1. I'll keep my mouth.
Why?
Oh yeah. Why? Why? Oh, I ain't talking. Oh, why did you two want to not fucking watch? You're fucking getting exposed.
No. Wait.
No.
You're misunderstanding.
No. You're putting narratives now. You
Give me just a second, guys. I'll be right back. I got someone at the door.
You two are trying to put narratives out. You got this fanboy fucking backstage in me. Hey, Jack, why did the town think you raped that woman? Tell the audience. What happened to make your family? Now, you did kind of say you put a. We know you put a.
Holy shit! You're
just through the wall, right?
You are just absolutely.
Were you exclusive to your son?
No.
Then why does your family not want? Does your son not want nothing to do with you? Why?
I've answered that question. Has been asked and answered. Your ignorance, your selective memory, and your interruptions prevent you from knowing, Snafu. You've asked and I've answered your interrogative questions over and over. I'm done.
Yeah, it's not really the darkness that I wanted to face. Like, okay, so Jack, if you would walk me through it a little bit. I mean, if you have time, I don't know how much time you have today.
Yeah, sure.
I just wanted to have a little bit of an after party to offer space for maybe a different kind of conversation, right? I really enjoy and appreciate what you do with Chats with Jack every single day, trying to bring this message forward. And sometimes I want to have a little bit more of a conversation with you. And then there's static overriding that, like I believe Freedom Grower mentioned, right? Like this white noise and dark sound vibrations that interfere with any progressive kind of growth or real conversation. So if you are willing, I would just like to kind of set some of these things to rest, maybe for myself. From what I've understood, there have been some accusations, and I don't think that most of them are founded. They're not founded in truth. They're founded in opinion. So how would you respond?
Well, similar to what we were trying to do here, it outlines in the scripture. When we have a disagreement with one another, we're to go gather a witness, right? Because it's the truth that we should be able to find resolve between disagreements if we narrow our argument down to what is true. Okay, I've been saying since 2018, I am an innocent man who has been misunderstood, falsely accused. I've been subjected to interrogation. I've been subjected to punishment and termination from my 20-plus year career. I'm still seeking justice or restoration, not punishment, not revenge. So these questions about why is my family avoiding me, please help me find that answer myself. I'd love to know why people stopped talking to me, why they ghosted me, why they threw me away. Because the allegations of abuse? No. I harmed nobody. I stole from no one. There's been no physical damages to anyone. Not from me, not since I was a very young man. Early 20s, I think, was the last time I was actually in a physical fight.
Well, I honestly, I believe you. And I think that some people may have misconstrued and looked at these things in the wrong way. Like, I grew up in a very loving family, and we were all very touchy-feely. You know, we give each other massages and stuff like that, and hugs, constant hugs. I give my kids 3 hugs a day, one in the morning when they wake up, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening. I think it's really important. And I'm in a society like here in China, they don't even express love, and they think affection is verboten, but it scientifically stimulates the nervous system and stuff, you know. And like, my brother was a really good fighter, like a big dude, big kung fu fighter, and he did Golden Gloves and stuff. And one of my jobs as his little brother was to like give him massage and bone setting. And like, I went to university and took 2 years of Tui Na, and so it's like Chinese massage therapy. But I've seen a guy vilified just recently because there was something about back rubs, and they're like talking about, the guy, you know, he asked for a back rub or something. And it's like, oh my God in heaven, really? Seriously? So I think that there's some sort of perversion in society where on the one hand, they're able to offer up our daughters in a super sexualized fashion to like the Hollywood machine of lust and OnlyFans and all of this. But at the same time, we can't get a back rub. I mean, so there's some sort of madness there that I don't get. And yeah. And I know that you've been doing some self-massage techniques and endeavoring to, you know, undo the knots in the psyche through doing that. And you've had a lot of success, right? Like, that's something that I find interesting. And far more important than Snafu. I've got him in the back. If he sticks around and you want to try to talk to him a little more, let me know. Otherwise, I'm here for other things. I'm here for an after party and to just kind of bask in the glory of what is the Talcottian experience, right? It's a thing. Have you heard about Jack? Yeah, have you heard about Jack Talcott, folks? Tell a friend.
Hey, thank you. Because it's a lot. It's a hell of a lot more than Mr. Snafu is trying to represent it as. Let me just address briefly, for those, since it's been discussed, right, the jack tails and the allegations of grape, right? I think I must have been 19 years old, maybe 20 years old. I was active duty in the U.S. Army, and I was going from Germany to Korea. I took a 30-day leave of absence to spend time with my friends and family. And so while I was on leave going from Germany to Korea in my hometown, I met a young lady that I hadn't met before. And we hit it off. We had a very consensual evening together. And then a few nights after that, while I was back in Spokane, if not on my way to Korea, apparently that young lady was at a party and was victimized of some other men who were there. I was not there. Okay. Now, one of the guys I went to high school remembered me at the party, but there's another guy who, him and I looked a lot alike when we were young, and we used to get confused. And I'm pretty sure that Clint was at that party and I was not. But for several years now, Chemo got in his head that I was the guy and I was the one. Now, no charges were ever brought forward. I've actually been trying to have a conversation with the woman because it's possible that there was a child conceived from our time of intimacy. And that's why I know that her and I did have a relationship, but it's not the one that these people are talking about. So I've asked Snafu to help me speak with Chemo. That's never happened. The other people that Snafu has had recordings of talking and yelling at Jack, old people who I thought were friends of mine. Turns out they weren't. And no, Red 40, I was not drinking during this time. I stopped drinking before I found God. And it was after I found God that my friends stopped speaking to me. So get that, right?
Yeah, isn't that an interesting thing? It's right. Like we can be high functioning drunks and everybody's still we're the life of the party, but it's you give that up, you know, and you seek out God, and then suddenly nobody wants to hear any more about it, right? They're done with you.
Well, Frank, I do have a big mouth. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's just what
no
you're
worries.
saying. I do have a big mouth, and the things I'm talking about, I'm speaking against capitalism. I'm speaking out against the nationalism. I'm speaking out against the religions, right? It's everyone has found a reason to judge me. And here's another thing, Mr. Snafu, who calls himself a Christian. Besides Chemo, the guy who is also falsely accusing me and who brought violence onto me in my own home, right? That's the guy that Chemo is using to attack my character. There's got to be better witnesses, don't you think? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know either. But you know, and other than like these negative vibes that people from the outside tried to project into your experience with this gal in Europe, I believe you said it was Germany. Like, what a potentially wonderfully mysterious thing. Not the fact, obviously, she got SA'd during this party or whatever. That's horrible. And I apologize. You know, I'm sorry for her or whatever. But if she bore the love child of Mr. Jack Talcott, I mean, now that's something else. And if people are in the know and can find out more about that, I think that's, you know, that's super exciting. I mean, on the one hand, it's obviously very sad and sullen that, you know, a child grew up without being in contact with pops or whatever. But if, you know, if there were a genuine DNA link and that's something that really happened, that kid might have and might be bringing his mother more joy than she's ever would have been able to experience. And I think that's something worth looking into. You know, and that might be another source of joy going forward for you in the future. I'm a huge guy about focusing on future gains. And I think, like, you know, like Tony Robbins said, bless his heart, the past doesn't equal the future. At some point, we need to grow up and move forward and have better lives. And that's up to us to do. And looping back into these old traumas aren't necessarily going to be the answer to make that happen, in my opinion.
Oh, it's true. Red 40's jumping to assumptions.
Okay.
I believe it's very possible it is my daughter, or I believe it is possible. But this has been a burden of guilt I've carried for many, many years. I mean, because I knew there was a potential daughter that I may have, and yet I was married and with a son, and I felt I couldn't afford to do more. So I never pursued reaching out to the young lady, to the mom. And then when I did, it was after I found God, and I'm, you know, trying to put the pieces to my life together, trying to be a better man, reaching out, trying to make things right, seeing, do I have a daughter, right? And if so, can I be in her life? Well, the only way, my efforts to communicate with the mother were interrupted by Chemo, the man that Snafu has been publicly throwing around, trying to destroy my reputation. So it's like I'm in this no-win situation. Red 40 saying, take him to court. Do you realize court requires human beings to cooperate with you? And since 2018, there was no humans who cooperated with me. Even the ones I paid, I hired them to do a job. attorneys, advertisers, marketing, private investigators. I tried everything I could think of. If people don't cooperate with you, there's not much you can do. And this is what God showed me. Frank, I am a man devoted to God because that's the only thing I have, is my faith. And the crazy thing is,
me too, man. Like, I've been over here in this area of the world where it's kind of even verboten to mention or think about God. And I've even lost a couple of jobs, like very lucrative jobs, for not denying faith and spirit. And I'm just going to keep moving forward. Like, you know, I'm trying to do my part to maybe make a better world somehow, and instill within the young Chinese that are all going abroad. Everyone I work with is their potential is in the West, that to at least make room for conversation and allow there to be a possibility of faith and spirit, and to not just outright deny it. And they're very open to it. I would say there's hundreds of millions of Chinese over here crying out for salvation, and Jesus is the answer to that for many. And though I can't just, you know, I'm not going to, I guess I could, you know, I could walk into the middle of Tiananmen Square and, you know, light myself on fire, but that's not going to happen. I've got other responsibilities, and yeah, I mean, I just meant it as a sort of mimetic, you know, a bit of hyperbole there, but yeah, we all have to do it in our own way, and I think you're doing it in your own way. And some of the, I'm not familiar with this chemo character. What's the story there, if you care to elaborate?
he's an amazing part of the story that I tell. You know, growing up in Colville, which is a small town in the Pacific Northwest, mostly miners and loggers back then when I was growing up. We had one black kid in high school and one brown kid in high school. Chemo was the brown one. He was from Hawaii. And he was one of my best friends. But Chemo and I, we drifted apart. Then I found God when I started reaching out. I reached out to people from high school, people from the military, people from all through my past. When my life was falling apart, I reached out to everyone I could think of. But what life showed me is that you got to learn to be by yourself and to deal with things on your own. And that's what I've been doing. Snafu, man. I could help him so much. I could help him learn how to relax. I could help him grow in his faith and his trust. He hasn't been ready for anything I've offered because he keeps wanting to be right against me.
Indeed. Yeah. So I told him to ask you. He says he wants to come back up and say his piece, but I'm not here for the static. I'm here for the gentle divine energy that comes through reflection and quietude. The constant static in the ear of the dichotomized world of intellectualization and over skepticism. I'm a faith-based guy, and I know that God is real, and I know that we can all find him in our own way. And for other people to force feed us their opinion, like this, and this is one of the issues I have with Illumitami. He's invited up as well. But to beat me over the head with the Bible is something that's already been done. I'm a 54-year-old man, right? I grew up in the Lutheran church. I went to a Lutheran military high school, and I've been through a lot, and I've learned deeply the word of God. But I now am a ceremonial magician, and I practice Solomonic magic, and I do a lot of other things too. And one book isn't the easy answer for me that it is for a lot of people. I think there's more to the world than that, and there's many philosophers that we can learn from, and lots of different areas where we can seek out guidance. And I've used this analogy before, that God is the source energy, like the downtown area of the city, and everyone can get there in their own way in good time. You can ride a skateboard or you can ride a bicycle, and for me, Taoism has truly been just direct teleportation. You can get to source directly, and some can do it through, the no way unto the Father, but through the Son. I believe that there's probably truth in that. But I don't think that I need to be force fed it. I'll tell you a story. Let me real quick, if you may, Jack, if I may. When I was a kid, I really liked tobacco a lot. And my older brother ran a church in San Diego, and I was sent down there to stay with him to be broken of the habit of tobacco. And at the time, it was what I've got right now with me, Copenhagen, snuff. I just loved it. And they were trying to break me of it. And my older brother caught me. And he took me, he had a church and a roofing yard and all of these things. And he made me roof and praise God every day. But he took me in there, and then he was somewhat abusive to me. But anyway, to make a long story short, I don't think that's the way to stuff the Bible down people's throats. I think we can witness in other ways. I don't think Jesus would have done that. So that's the perspective that I come from. And I didn't want to finish the story because I didn't feel that it really has relevance to here and now.
I get it. The idea of the Bible and religion being forced on someone who's lived much of his life, you've been searching, right? I get it. And what I discovered is true as well. And I think this is why why many Christians are object to what I say, because my testimony is what it is. I found God before I found Jesus. That's the truth.
Yeah. And then you're finding scripture that brings revelation to what you've already experienced in life. Yeah, that's how I've been looking at it too, moving forward. And I think many Christians are missing the mark. That's why I found the way you spread the word much more appealing to me.
Thank you. The goal is actually, as someone put in the chat, be the Bible.
There you go.
Right?
The living word. Yeah.
Yeah. Be little Christs. Be like Christ. That's the whole point of the teaching, man. He's like, hey guys, be like me. Discover the kingdom of heaven. You follow me, you discover God's love. You discover God's love, you find the heaven is with you. That's what he's saying. But there's all these people that want to argue and say, no, you have to say the words. I believe in Jesus and his blood covers me, and so I'm saved. Yeah, and now let's go to the bar. Let's pick up chicks.
Right. And not only say the words, but say them in exactly the manner they want you to say them in.
Yes. And forgive me, I can't recall it because I refuse to say what they want me to say. But I do truly, I accept Jesus as my King, as my Lord, as my Savior. It's not in the way that churches say it, but
right. Oh, absolutely. Jesus is King. He's the King of Kings, Lord of Lords. He is our Savior. And there's something really to that. Snafu's really pandering in the back. He's flashing me, and he has he's got the Talcottian videos all queued up, and he's ready to go.
I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna let you do right, and I'm here. I'm here to support you and not interfere. But I'm gonna step back for just a moment, okay?
Okay, yeah. Do your thing. Take your time. Snafu, Jack says you can come on up and share the message.
I love how you're being a censorship Jack Boy fan.
It's the Jack Talcott Afterparty.
You guys talked about me. You guys made a bunch of lies up, and
No, we didn't. No, we did not. Snafu.
No,
I denounce that in the name of Christ.
Oh, you can denounce all you want. We see your fanboy optics right now. And here's the deal. This guy right here, Jack, he raised the maybe baby that Jack just admitted that the baby's probably is. Now, again, when I say that the man raped, most likely this is no. Now he's coming back. I thought you were leaving, Jack. My time to come up, right? See, you don't want the audience to hear the now again.
Let me ask a question based upon your
back with his people again. He just
admitted. Whoa!
Red, you're right. I'll
Question.
conversate. I'm gonna try and work with Frank here. You're right. I yield.
Sorry for interrupting, Snafu, but a genuine question that I believe the record should reflect. If in fact that this is true, that this witness who's accusing Jack of raping a young woman
That raised the baby, and that
Yeah,
knows that
if
that
in
no one
fact-
wants you involved.
if in
but
fact
you-
he
Jim,
did that, why did he never once
he
reach
talks
out?
about it. He tells
No.
everyone in this. If you guys are, yes, he does.
Oh,
This
that's
interview,
right.
He tells
Right.
everyone.
That's right.
No, he
His
doesn't.
memory not only does he have the
Oh,
wrong
so now you're
eye,
saying what he's
got the
saying is a
wrong
lie. See, no, folks. Again, Frank, I'm kind of disgusted in you, bro, because you could backstage me. You could do all this one. I got receipts of both his people of the past, the people who raised this maybe baby, and again, someone who has to teach self-love because they have to love themselves. It's real obvious what we got here.
Well,
But
let me know,
do what you want.
Snafu.
Celebrate Jack Talcott, the Predator.
I am celebrating.
I know
a
you
little
are.
bit.
That's why people like Tommy and myself and others are trying to be real friends to Jack, saying you got
That's
to be
okay.
accountable. You need to be accountable.
It's okay.
Jack
There's
Talcott.
with friends like you, Snafu.
No,
nobody
with
needs
friends
any
like
enemies,
you,
right?
you're feeding the
No.
men's delusions and you're supporting Predator optics. And you should show the audience the truth.
I
should
don't
play- you
necessarily
should play
think
the
that's
interview
true,
for the
though.
people,
Snafu,
because Jack
show
doesn't
me
want you
where
guys to
Jack
hear it.
lives as a predator in his life and preys upon people. That's not what he's doing. And even if that were true, which I don't necessarily believe that it was,
So he just
that
said
was
he had
how
a
many
baby, right?
years
And I'm
ago?
telling you that his
How
family
many
is
years
down and everyone
ago?
said he raped.
If
I'm
he's
saying
got
the
a
man-
love child
man
in
in that
Germany,
video raised his maybe baby that he just admitted to y'all. The man in that
nobody
video,
mentioned.
and he talks about it. So you're
What's in
telling
the video?
me
Tell me about. Preface it.
the man
Let me hear what's
he
going
raised
on.
the baby that Jack fucking did what he did with this woman. This
So
guy
hearsay
stepped
from
up.
one
Jack
other guy.
even at one point said in front of all of us that he decided not to come back to the United States because of the accusations that were going through the town and everything.
not
And
accurate.
I have that.
It's not
still
accurate,
clip.
Snafu.
I have that
Snafu.
still clip, Jack.
No,
So
it's
what?
not accurate.
Not true.
How are
You
you
said-
saying it's not accurate when you haven't even talked to the family, Frank? I have. I've talked to the
Because
family.
it's hearsay. It's
not
hearsay.
from
And
the
Jack's saying
family?
it's not true.
Okay.
Snafu.
Believe it.
Hold
Believe it
on.
then. His family's all wrong. The town's
Is there
all
any
wrong.
discussion here?
Maybe.
Or are you just
No,
gonna
there's
keep
not.
looping,
There's not.
Snafu?
Yeah, there's not. He has a really hard time like having a conversation without dominating. It's a tendency of like weakness. It's from a position of weakness that people try to tend to dominate, and they think that if they have a really articulate mouth and just continue with the stream of consciousness, that they're somehow winning. But the opposite's true. Nobody has any time to think about anything or respond. And maybe I'm slow, maybe I'm high, right? But it feels wrong to me. And I'm not high. Don't be calling the Chinese police on me.
Right. It's sad. It's a symptom of delusion that is so commonplace in our society. No one knows how to deal with it either. But the story Snafu is telling, right? He wants to make sure everyone hears the accusations against me. So he claims to be a journalist, right? But if he's a journalist, is he reporting or is he? I mean, he's not reporting the different stories. He's looping on the same story for how many years? Jack's a creepus. Jack did this. Jack did that. What is he achieving? He's not achieving anything.
Yeah, and he's manufacturing a narrative. That's not true journalism.
No, he's playing the role of the devil. He's acting as a false witness. He's not checking his facts. He's not right. He's shotgunning it. It's what the devil does. It's what the ego does. It's what an insecure little coward would do. And I don't mean to be insulting to Snafu, but it's pretty obvious to me.
Well, and just again, like it's not something I've ever really dealt with. Like I grew up, again, just to reiterate a bit, I grew up in a pretty good family, and a lot of people, we would have conversations, but we did it like in an articulate, thoughtful way, you know. And oftentimes it was a bit of the what is it, the peace pipe and the puff puff give, puff puff pass, and we get in the sweat tent. And if conversations dropped to this level, the way that I see in the Dramaverse, like it just didn't happen because those were fighting words and you were dealing with grown men who were very powerful, and you would get taken out really quickly. Like, and I don't mean like any kind of death or anything like that. I'm just saying you get your ass fucking kicked quick, fast, in a hurry. Like if someone like Queen Stephen came into my room and talked to me the way that he does here on the internet, and he says, "Oh, Frank, you're a small dude, but I'm a damn good fighter," and that this type of thing would never play out in like a visceral, because you wouldn't do it. Like you wouldn't come into a man's home or his living room and talk to him that way. Like I would never do that with you. And so they forget that they're human beings first, and they become these internet personas that don't touch reality. You know, somehow they don't connect with reality.
It's symptoms of this society that's been formed around us. It hosts insanity. It really does. It profits from it, because as long as we're fighting, guess what? We're not learning. Right. We're not solving problems, you know. And so Snafu runs, he's so ironic. I mean, he's such, he doesn't see it.
This is it right here. Bergie's official gets it. Motor mouthing.
It's what our insecure ego will do. Now, why does someone run their mouth? They want to control the narrative, right? They got to have the power and be in control. But if Snafu wanted to be a hero, he could. If he actually did what he says he'd do, I've tried hiring people to investigate my innocence. Snafu doesn't seem any. He has shown no interest whatsoever in proving the innocence of someone. There's something wrong with that, especially for someone who claims to be a Christian.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Frank, what if this is my cross to bear, right? I set out, consciously chose to be, I want to be a man more like Jesus. I'm willing to go into the arena and, you know, face the demons, the beasts of today, the corporate and government bodies. Yeah, I actually think that would be
the true powers and principalities.
I actually think it would be a beautiful opportunity, and I feel very humbled if in fact God could allow me to play out this fantasy, because it's not me. This is clear that God has shown me, if I find a way to succeed, it is clearly a we are the body of Christ. And when we unite as the body of Christ with love and righteousness as our purpose and our goal, we unite with faith. We confront and overcome the corruption. We resolve this bullshit lies and the liars. They got to stop lying. And so if we do, Frank, if these goals I found, I'm telling you, I didn't just wake up one day and say, hey, yeah, let's go try and change the world. No, my goals started out smaller, but they've grown. And here's where I'm at now. I see it so perfectly. It's the story I believe God is writing. We will be. Humanity will be reclaiming this world in the name of and the ways of Jesus. Why? Because that's the natural order, the way things are supposed to be. We're supposed to be righteous human beings who give a shit and care about each other.
Yeah, and there's a recurring question that comes up a lot. I'd kind of like to get your perspective. I have my own perspective as well, but it's this idea that if God were the great grand God and omniscient, omnipotent, all-knowing, all-seeing, this type of thing, then why is there allowed to be suffering in the world? And I think it's kind of an reducto ad absurdum, and I really don't think it necessarily needs to be addressed right now, but I do have perspectives on it. I was thinking, what do you think, like, about that argumentation? I don't know. It seems like a worthwhile thing to kind of address a little bit, and I'd like to hear your feedback.
It is all perspective. And I can unpack that quite a bit from there. But the good and the evil, it's all perspective. And so why is the suffering there? Where does your mind take it? Where's your heart lead it, Frank?
Well, I've thought about it for a long time, and it's one of the questions that kind of steered me away from Christianity in the beginning, because I was sitting there in the pew and I was thinking, okay, if God is all of this, then why that? And it set me off on a long path of cultivation and deep thinking. And I arrived at the conclusion that there are many unseen factors that we're not aware of. And to put this on God's shoulders and say God's doing this seemed very aberrant and somehow like pig-headed. And I discovered that it wasn't, in fact, God doing it, that God was the one shining the light, trying to guide us home. And to vilify that it's the aspects of the devil. And then people will, again, reducto ad absurdum. They'll say, well, didn't God create the devil, this, that, and the other thing? And it's like, well, yeah, but no, that's not what's playing out. What's playing out is that mankind is perpetrating these crimes against other people, not God. And mankind has been given free will. And so it seems to be a bit of an experiment in real time, and it's playing out. And more people are turning their backs on God and vilifying him and wagging the finger at him. Why don't you do something? When it's we ourselves who are engaged in the crimes.
Yes. The way I reconciled that is recognizing my limited perspective. I'm trapped within time, right? I can't see beyond time. I'm only limited by what I can learn of time, whether it's the past, the present, or the future. My awareness is limited, but I realize there's an intelligence that goes beyond time, that knows all time. And if you bring these ideas of God into this, right? God is the beginning and the end. God is truly the one. There is one. It is God. God is everything. And yet it's the no thing from which the everything has come. So if it's real that only God is real, then this experience we're sharing is not as real as we believe. And if we are eternal souls, eternal spirits, that means we are temporarily experiencing separation for the purposes of discovering what it feels like to be mortal. And so to be mortal means we're going to die. We got to watch die and see die and experience die. But in the heavenly realm beyond time, there's no death. But back to the idea, if it's only God that is real. And I think the Mandela effect shows this, and all these other things are happening, being shown to us that, hey guys, time isn't as fixed and structured as you might think, right? Well, so if God is the beginning, God is the end, this is the experience that's happening for us. And in the end, we will unite back with God. And on the other side, on the other veil of the life, man, there's everything to love. Hey, 1,000 subscribers. Get the super chats going too, man.
Yeah, someday, kind of a big thing. And I pushing me past the mark, Jack. That's because of you, man. You redirected folks over here. We got a big show together, and it's been a wonderful time. I think I really appreciate you coming over and sharing the love. And it's really a thing now, you know. And in some way, I'm more and more indebted to you. And I'm gonna up the ante. I'm gonna up the ante, up the irons. And if folks do come by and they subscribe, and I'm going to redirect them back to you and keep doing that. And again, I want someone out there in the community. I don't know if Blandry has done it yet or not, but someone put together a 2 to 3 minute clip, something really nice, something that we can all share within the community. Because I love to throw up those ads when I'm doing a live stream. Take a 2 to 3 minute smoke break or something. Yeah, I do TMLs, the machine lies. And then for you, I usually just kind of give them the rundown, the 60-second elevator pitch, and then throw up the link. But yeah, it's quite a thing. And so, yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for your kindness today. And thank you for showing love to the community in general. I mean, you do it for everyone, even the people that come in and fucking yell at you all the time. It's quite a thing.
We're all in this together. And if we can help make it a little easier for each other, then that's why we're here. Frank, I'm going to bounce out. Much love and blessings to you. And thanks to everyone. And you know what? As far as the milestone, brother, that's you. I just appreciate being allowed and being invited at the right time on the right day. So glad to be a part of it. Congratulations to you. Much love to everybody. Peace.
Blessings, beloved. Yes. Jack Talcott, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by. Special K, special love to you as well. You've always been a huge supporter of the Frank Monday endeavor, and that's quite something. Yeah, so I try to do a Jack short, not every day, but 2 or 3 times a week. I love my Jack shorts. I mean, it plays right in with Jack Skellington, and so something's up with Jack. Something's up with Jack. Will we ever get him back? Right? He's all alone up there, locked away inside. What's he gotta hide? Something's up with Jack. Something's up with Jack. Yeah, I love my old Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween special, man. That was some really good stuff. Really, really, really good stuff. I forget. It would come to mind if I thought about it. But yeah, and I want to give shout outs to everybody out in the chat tonight. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Arpol said it right. Praise God. Praise God and his holy mission to bring light back into the kingdom. And the kingdom of God is truly within, and everybody has their own interpretation and opinion. And refer back to scripture, if you must, in order to dial into center. Fools and tools, thank you for being here. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for stopping by. I'd like to address Lollipop B as well. Lollipop, you've said a lot of nasty things in the chat, but I don't really see that as being anything but, the blowback from lesser minds. And I wish you would strive a little harder, try to do better, as the kids these days say. You don't have to say negative things in order to be heard. My dad was a Navy man, 22 years in the U.S. Navy. He fought through World War II and the Korean conflict. He was a decorated hero. And he told me some really good things when I was a kid. And one of those was, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't fucking say anything at all. Because he didn't want to hear the horse shit. When I was born into our family, he was already in his 50s. And so kind of like I am now, I'm 54. And so my pops was 50 something when I was born. And he was such a good guy, such a powerful man. And he was the model of God in my mind. A businessman, a family man, and really doing wonderful things. So Lollipop B, blessings to you. But if you don't have anything nice to say, there's the door. Don't let it hit you in your ass on the way out, right? There's room for growth, and there's room for love, light, and peace. We had a Chatter King in the chat as well. So yeah, I want a special shout out to everyone that stopped by. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for saying hi. I hope you like and subscribe. Oh, that happy horse shit that makes YouTube's algorithms bark like Pavlov's dog. Lowdown 5150. Blessings to you. Burgess Official. Tons of really good, insightful comments and quips in the chatter box. So good magic on good looking out for that. I do have a little more time. I'm going to drop the link final time here to see if anybody wants to back and forth a little bit before we roll off into the abodes of the future. DJ Emo was here. Good looking out, beloved. It's good to see you. You Tell Me was here. Arpol really holding down the fort out there in the fucking ideas box, right? Just nonstop action. And good to you for looking out and seeing that and reminding me, because sometimes we do need to be reminded of things. And I think we need to show gratitude and appreciation for those who come by and say hi. And it's why I came on. I came on here for the fellowship and commiseration, communion, and for interacting with people. I'm not here just to listen to someone fucking tell me how the cow eats the cabbage and beat me over the goddamn head with a Bible. I'm here for spiritual exploration. And if you guys don't know, yes, I am. In fact, I'm a ceremonial magician. That's one of the things I do in life. Solomonic magic. It's the way I worship God. Ata Malkut Vegubra Vegudla Leolam. Amen. All right. Christ is King. So if you don't like the way I worship God, again, there's the door. There it is. Right there. Right there. Don't let it hit you in your ass on the way out. Yeah. So cut through the endless human opinion and just enjoy life and breathing. You know, you can do a little meditation with me. Take a deep breath. Oh, feel that spirit invigorate the body. Exhale, let go, relax the mind, the face, the body, down through the neck, shoulders, center dantian, settling. Relax the low back, little arch in the back, rub and relax. Command yourself to relax. Adoration of Abraxas. True dat, right? Shabbat shalom to all my J-dogs out there in happy land. Holy art thou, Lord of the universe, the vast and the mighty one, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all things visible and invisible, master of both the light and the darkness, he who was, is, and always shall be. We adore thee and we invoke thee. Send us one of your divine spiritual agents, our holy guardian angel, to guide and protect and guide us through the innumerable snares of the earthly sphere, and a cleansing wind to disperse all negativity and endless human opinion. Teach us those secret things which we must know for the completion of the great work and the glory of thine ineffable name, Adonai. So it is commanded and confirmed, so mote it be. Amen. And I want to give a special shout out to Snafu Snaps and crew, the strike team. Thanks for stopping by, Snafu. I'm not sorry that I had to modulate you a little bit with the mod god powers, but you've got to leave room for conversation, right? Frank Monday at 1,000 strong now, breaking through the great firewall, right? You've got to leave room for there to be some breath in the room. And dare I say, even a moment of quiet. And so I'd like to take a moment of silence for all the dearly deceased and parted that have moved beyond the veil, especially during these really hard fucking times, man. It seems like it's getting even harder and harder to push forward. During the great lockdown of 2020, I've lost 5 beloved members of my family. I think even more now. I think a couple more have passed beyond the veil, but it's been basically one a year. Just fucking boom, Frank Monday, you think you've had enough? How about another one right in the fucking jaw, right? And so no matter what happens, I'm going to keep my faith in God and know that it's only the fear and suffering that I reach out and mourn, because they have gone beyond to that better place, to that timeless homeland, that great kingdom of immortality with which we shall all return one day. And so with those blessings, then I'm going to let go of that fear and that suffering and that longing, that great longing to be with them again on that crystal shore. And I'm going to rest assured in the belief and faith, God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and know that there's going to be more, and there is more, and there will be another day. And there'll be another goddamn day of chats with Jack Talcott. And so if you're not subbed up over there, definitely redirect, go back on over to chats with Jack, and know that we're going to be meeting up on that crystal shore. And some of us going to be there and praise, be like, whoop, 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 God, get it. Wind in your sails. And some are just going to be the naysayers and the trolls, kind of hanging around the rocks. My precious, but my precious idea of victimization, right? And villainy. Don't you know he's a villain? And I've had enough of that, man. I'm ready to move forward. So, Mr. Murphy, Mr. A. Murphy, shout out to you, beloved. And again, with no further ado, yeah, snafu, that's not what I'm doing, man. Fools and Tools, special blessings. You've been here since day one. Special K, mwah, kisses to y'all good-looking, sexy people out there in Happy Land. I want to say it one more time. Special shout out to Special K here at the end. With no further ado, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up, get busy getting busy, but I will finish with the invocation of total integration. Heaven and earth are the spontaneous manifestations of the subtle, wondrous universal law. As the original oneness expresses itself, gross and subtle energies become distinctly divided. Our bodily caves are brightly illuminated by the mysterious light from the three Dantian, bridge points leading to immortality. By the absolute order of the divine Ling Bao in the highest ninth heaven, send the positive energies of Qianluo, Dana, Dunkan, and Taishuan to destroy our spiritual obstacles and debilitate any evil influence. This order is given by the highest sovereignty, the only begotten Son himself. May my healthy years and longevity be increased, my wisdom magnified, and the evil demon king, Mo Wang, chained to stand as our guardian servant. As we move forward, the negative atmosphere has been dispersed. The attained spirits respond. And the Chi of Tao is everlasting, and so is the Holy Spirit. All of these things are timeless, moving on and on. And I hope y'all can jive and jam with it. Keep doing good magic out there in Happy Land. Until next time. Oh, Dr. D, I didn't even fucking see you out there. Was Dr. D in the house this whole time? I cannot end a transmission without saying blessings to Dr. D. Always a man of the people, always getting shit done. Dr. D made one of the funniest quips the other day. He said, Mr. Monday, always making me grab my dick, Shanary. Yeah, so me and Dr. D, we get along really good. Love to everyone. Love is the law. Love under will. And until next time, guys, keep doing good magic. Ad Astra per Aspera, thank you so much. 1,000 subs. 1,000 motherfucking subs in the house. And with that, I'm out. Bye for now.